Welcome everybody to today's webinar, which is the product feature release for our latest version of k-ecommerce, which is R2 2026. My name is Patrick Fuzzarini. I am a solution consultant with k-ecommerce. I've been in my role for about 7 years now, helping businesses essentially use our platform to grow online. Welcome once again to all of you today. We're going to be covering what is new in the platform specifically. If you have been following along throughout, this is not a new type of webinar. We host these pretty regularly, semi-regularly. So if you'd like to sign up permanently, always stay tuned for those types of subscriptions. You can definitely go ahead and subscribe on our site in order to get more regular updates on these presentations. So without further ado, let's get into the meat of the subject here today, the agenda. We're covering four main topics. The first one is anything to do with, or all four of them have to do with new features specifically. The first one is a specific feature in relation to banners and pop-ups. Then we're going to talk about some training tools that we've now made available with the latest release. So that's really important. As well as promotions, quoting, payments, and of course, some back-end fixes that have been done. So jumping into the first subject here today, banners and pop-up images, pop-ups. What is it really? We're all pretty familiar with or have received a pop-up message before when visiting a website. You can see a screenshot there on the bottom right-hand side. Really, what this reflects in our system and how it's an update for us is that historically, when customers of ours wanted to implement pop-ups or banners that might appear on the top of the screen, as you might see right here, that relay a certain message, they would have to be done using some HTML, going into the system and putting a little bit of code into it in order to achieve these results. And so now what's been done is that some easy to use tools have been created so that you no longer need any sort of coding in order to achieve the same results, right? So these options that you see on my screen have been created using our content management system in a way that you click a couple of buttons, there are a few settings to adjust, and you're on your way to making those banners. So a lot easier in that regard in terms of general promotions and updates you might want to list on specific pages. Generally speaking, top banners are going to be to share general information about the site. You might want to share ongoing, promotions. So for example, if you have a $100 shopping cart, it's free shipping. You would want to put that everywhere throughout the site, essentially throughout the whole experience. If you want to be more tailored to a specific page, that's where pop-ups can play nicely. And that gets, as it says here, gets the user's attention immediately on that page. So if I have a promotion specific to a certain category of products, for example, chairs, as soon as I click on the chairs category, maybe that's where the pop-up appears in order to adjust. I should mention here as we continue that if you have any questions or comments, feel free to write in the questions panel on the Zoom meeting. I'll try and read them as they come up. Otherwise, at the end, we'll do a final take on all questions. Now, the second component of today's conversation is not necessarily a feature of the platform itself. This is a larger, more overarching topic. And it revolves around the idea of training for our platform. It's come to our attention in recent years that it's great to release all of these new features, but at the end of the day, if our customers aren't familiar with how they work and how to use them, it doesn't really serve anybody any good. And so what we've done here is create a sort of interactive training class or university that anybody can sign up for and take. And it's a set of modules that you read through and have questions at the end of. Right? So I think we're at about 12 or so different modules. And it really trains anybody who's new to the system on how it works, how to set things up, and how to be on their way. And like I said, there are periods where there's questions that can be answered to test your knowledge. And really the whole goal of this is one, of course, for any new customers that onboard, but also for new employees, right? sometimes comes up where, you hire a new employee that's specific to handling the e-commerce platform, but they don't know anything because they're fresh and they just started. So this type of training tool can serve as a huge benefit to anybody who can go through the courses and really learn what there is to learn about k-ecommerce at a high level. Then you pair that with some other elements, such as the knowledge base in and of itself, where you can search for any articles about anything in the system, and you get a foolproof kind of way of educating your customer base for what's new. So in the example that you see on the screen here, you'll actually see that we implemented in our knowledge base the use of AI. And really what that means is that our customers, when they search for anything, for example, here it says what's new in version 7.6, the AI system of our knowledge base will read through all of the articles and pop up the results. And it'll even give you the article that is suggested to be used. So really some great way to get quick answers. And if you want more details, you'll open it up and see the rest of it. And that's really what is important to talk about here when it comes to the training modules specifically of the system. Like I said, it's a huge plus to pretty much everybody. If you'd like to sign up for it, feel free to reach out to us and we'll, excuse me, we'll get you on your way into the right steps needed. Now, next up, we have improvements across various features or components of the system. And today we're talking specifically towards promotions, quoting, and payments. So first things first, we released maybe a couple of versions ago a new couponing tool that we're calling Buy One, Get One, where customers can essentially create coupons. And if they enter the code, it allows for buy, get promotions. And that was a great tool and a great first step. However, setup was targeted specifically to specific products, right? So I'd have to say, if you buy this, you get this. If I wanted to generalize that to a larger audience, and I wanted to say, if you buy anything from a specific category or from a specific brand, well, that should qualify you for the BOGO promotion. And so that's what we've added to this particular feature to make it a little bit more widespread in terms of what can be accessible in terms of these coupons and these promotions. Another important component here is quoting. When it comes to quoting, search is decoupled from the sales orders. So it's easier to track and follow up on any sort of quoting information that might have been created previously. Quoting in our platform is something that is not nearly used as frequently as sales orders. But that being said, we've added some great additions in general. One being the fact that we can more easily search for sales orders. For quotes separate from sales orders, but also now in the back end of our system, so in the administrator, you can easily see all of the quotes on the page, see what's open, see what's already been addressed. So it allows for a much easier way to organize and to negotiate those quotes as they come in. And finally, this is a very specific one, so not everyone's going to need it, but an important, very important update is that level 2 data is now available to be processed through authorize.net. So when you talk about payment processing specifically, you can qualify for different levels and rates in relation to those credit cards all change depending on the level that you're qualifying for. If you can qualify for level 2 processing, then we have all the data available in order to send it to the payment processor through authorize.net. So really what that means is in a situation where you qualify for level 2 processing through payments, you can do so, and it potentially will have some rather large savings over the course of time. Now, the last main topic I would say before we jump towards some another element is that there are some backend improvements and bug fixes that have to be noted. We're always looking to increase or build on existing features and make them better, especially in situations where we hear things are not used to their most efficient way. And so here are three examples with the latest version release. So the first one is going to be resizing uh, and optimizing support for PNG images through the product import. Historically, we were able to support JPEGs as well as PNG images. But we had a special tool in the back end of our system that allowed for automatic resizing or creating the different sized images if you uploaded a JPEG file. So what that would mean, long story short, is you upload a JPEG photo of your product, and then our system would take that JPEG, create a small, medium, large, extra large, and zoom sized file for that image automatically so that you don't have to. And it would use it throughout different points of the site. That only worked for JPEGs. If you wanted to use PNGs, you'd have to create all the different versions that I just mentioned and upload them separately. So now we have included the support of PNG file types into that mix to automatically create resized versions. And secondly, we have just general user experience adjustments when it comes to search, the product listing pages, and of course, the content management system as a whole. So great improvements there. Those are a little bit harder to pinpoint, but generally speaking, there has been some work done into the user experience. Finally, and this, again, hard one to talk about specifically, but just general security is really important. Security, excuse me, is really important, especially when it comes to different elements of the site, such as updating the headers. So those are the big updates on this version. I will take a last moment. I know that we scheduled half an hour, but in terms of updates, this is what's important. What I have to say moving forward with these types of presentations is that the product team is always looking to improve, always looking to add new features and functionality to the system. In this example, in this slide, I should say, we're talking about the collaboration portal. So it's a way for our customers and even internal employees to add suggestions and ideas as to what needs to be improved to our system. So I do invite you to maybe scan the QR code or take a note. And if any suggestions come up in our system, please write them out. They are taken seriously, I can assure you. And what's nice about this particular tool is that even though you don't add any suggestions, you can always visit the web page, and it shows a list of what other people suggested. Particularly nice in a situation where you want to make a vote or you want to vote on a change that you think is important. So it allows you to see what other people have voted for. You can add to that vote, and then the weight of that specific feature is greater when taken into consideration from our product team. So with all that said, that's what we had to present here today in relation to the latest update. I'll be happy to take any questions that you might have. Otherwise, I'll give you back about 10 minutes or so to your day. I see here there's really only one question listed. So feel free to add as we go through this one. But the question is, how do we get the latest version of the system? What's the best channel to use? And very simply put, reach out to our support team, support at k-ecommerce.com. And the support team will be able to take your request, process it accordingly, check if you have any customizations or really anything that needs specifically to be addressed, and then send it to the update team, which will handle that update. And just like that, you'll have access to the latest version. All right. So with all that said, I want to thank everybody once again on behalf of the k-ecommerce team, and stay tuned for next time. Have a great day.